So welcome back. I am Tia, and this apparently I should be naming this channel Carside Confessions with Tia, because that seems to be the only time that I can sit down and record a video. And you're probably on overdrive right now because the last few videos have not, like, when you're watching this, it'll be like consecutively in a row since I posted my prior week's videos that were recorded in real time but not posted until this week. Today I am going to be updating you on week 23, I think, and also how things went with my 5K that I ran with my son yesterday.
In our appearance-driven social system, toxic productivity and diet culture are considered especially heinous. In Denver, Colorado, a dedicated goal-getter seeking to crush these vicious lies is the founder of an elite squad known as Heal Thy Spirit. These are her stories.
So, as I mentioned, if this is the first time that you have stumbled upon one of my videos, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. So how has week 23 gone? So I mentioned that I did run the 5K yesterday. It was fabulous. I am putting pictures here and also trying to keep the sun out of your face on the camera. But maybe I can do this. That helps quite a bit. So the race started at 7. I was in like corral F. So I actually started at about 8 o'clock, when was the time when I started, or no, that's not true. Probably like 7:15-ish. But my time was 45 minutes and 2 seconds. I found that half the battle was running, weaving in and out past the people that were moving slower than me, and it blows my mind to even say that is a thing, because I definitely am not a runner. I ran/walked a 10K in 2012 when I first started losing weight several years back. It was the year after I had my lap band surgery. So I was, getting slimmer, and one of my friends purchased me a registration for the Monument Avenue 10K. It used to be called the U-Crops 10K, but U-Crops is a store that's similar to like Publix or Wegmans. It was a family-owned store, and it was just local in Virginia. If you shop at Publix, you actually might have had the pleasure of tasting U-Crops treats, because both Publix carries like the rainbow cookies. Those were like, I was in love with when I was a kid. But when you see like U-Crops bakery in some of the bakery items at Publix, and I think they have it at Kroger too, if you have a local Kroger. But that used to be a full-blown grocery store, but it was a small chain that was just local right in the Richmond, Virginia area. And that was like, I grew up on U-Crops. U-Crops was Publix back in the day. For what Publix is to Florida, U-Crops was to Virginia. So anyway, when the owners died or whatever, the kids took over the business, and they still kept the bakery open, but there's no more stores. But they put on a 10K every single year to benefit like Massey Cancer Center, which is at a local hospital, actually the same hospital where I was born and the same hospital where I had my surgery originally. But anyway, that's all non-important information. But you get to know a little bit more about my history. So the 10K, I did that. I don't remember the time. I was trying to search ferociously through emails to see so I could compare, but I wasn't the data glutton that I am currently, so I didn't save that information, or I didn't have it readily available here in Colorado. But anyway, my friend who purchased my registration as a birthday gift that year, we did it. My kids were small then, but and I felt that was like life's biggest accomplishment. And while this race that I did, the hot chocolate run yesterday, and they do those all over the place, so like if your town probably has a hot chocolate run. I think the next one is in like Chicago, which I think it's winter also, so I don't know why they would do a race in Chicago in the winter, but it is what it is. So I get to the race. You'll see that's a picture of me at the in my corral waiting for it to start, and it was freezing. I took my jacket off because I did not want to obviously run with it, but it was so cold while I was waiting to get started, and there were so many people. Like I finished in my age group, which is 45 to 49, I believe. I finished 222 out of 462 people in my age group, men and women. And then I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it was like 1,300 and something out of 3,600 women. The real stats I will put over here. But so long story short, I finished in the top half of all people my age, and I finished in the top half of all females of any age running in this race. So even though I was shooting for a goal of under 40 minutes, or at 40 minutes, because all my practice runs on the treadmill, I was, I was shaving off like a minute every practice run from when I started running the full 3.1 miles. But I did know that, there would be some challenges, because obviously I run on a treadmill, not outside. And of course the race was outside, so there's some hills and some things that, because I also do not put an incline on the treadmill. So there were some challenges there. But like I said, the biggest challenge 100% was just trying to weave in and out of the other people that were like walking together. And I totally get the whole, walking it. This is like no judgment. Like anybody that's out there, kudos to you. There were so many kids out there with their parents and like teenagers doing it as a group. One dude was dressed up in like a Cookie Monster onesie, and like he ran in that in his race. So I mean, it was pretty cool. I mean, if you've been to a race, it's like, typical races like everyone always has. But it was really fun. But I mean, there were literally thousands of people. I think there was like over 5,000 people that ran in the race. In my 5K, because they set it up so like the 5K started at 7, and then the 10K and the 15K started at 8:15. So my son didn't start his race till 8:15. So I literally finished my race, picked up my goodie whatever bowl of hot chocolate, fudge. There was a banana in there, some Rice Krispie treats, chocolate chip cookies. There's like so much stuff in there. I did not eat any of it. I drank the hot chocolate and ate the marshmallow in the hot chocolate. Like, I don't know, when I got back home from Devron's race, I like reheated the hot chocolate, because I did take a sip of it, but I just couldn't, drink hot chocolate after running 3.1 miles and then walking around. I had like almost 13,000 steps. It was like 12,700 and something steps by the time that I got back to my apartment after Devron's race. And I actually, when I run 3.1 miles, I usually get about between 6,200 and 6,500 steps just in that run. So I basically did it twice, in the walking around beforehand and after. So yesterday was definitely quite the athletic day. All of that being said, and here we are with the sun again, my apologies. All of that being said, it was a success. We had fun. I was glad when it was over. I was spent when I got home because Sunday is also my homework day. So it was really rough getting through my assignments, and I do still have quite a few of them left to work on. But, I'm so glad I did it. As we were walking, at the end when we were still at the park where the event took place, my son's like, yeah, we should do the Boulder is, a city here in Colorado, but they have a Memorial Day 10K every year. And so he's like, yeah, you should run the Boulder with me next. And I'm just like, dude, I am not your running partner. I am not a runner at all. But I think I'm definitely going to keep up with the running because I know for sure I'll do this hot chocolate run again. And every year that it comes here, I'll definitely do that. But and I do want at some point, before I'm too old, to run the 10K in Richmond and actually run it instead of mostly walking it. So that'll be, that's kind of what the plan is as far as my running life goes. So it was really, really good. And then, so on to week, what did I say this is? 23 is what I believe this week is. So as far as my results, I did not lose weight this week. I actually gained 1.8 pounds. On Sunday is my weigh day. And I went over a bump and lost you guys for a second. Sunday is my weigh day, and I weighed in at whatever it says right there. But I did the math, and that is a gain of 1.8 pounds. So I'm like 212.6, I think is what the number was on Sunday. And it's, I am disappointed because I was down the week before to 10.8, but I also have been doing, a lot of training. I have definitely been, and I don't know, because I do take creatine after my workouts, and to kind of help with the recovery and preserving the muscle in my body. And I was nervous about doing creatine at first because of the worry that I would gain weight. So I started off taking these chalky tasting ones that was about 3 milligrams per serving. And I would take those, but not every day, only when I did strength training workouts. And then when I ran out of those, or was getting close to running out of those, I ordered some gummies, some creatine gummies, and I forget what the composition of those are. But the company where I get my protein, they actually have they always it's my protein, and I talk about it all the time, where I get the clear whey that I drink. And they sent me a packet of powdered creatine. And so when I got rid of the gummies, because I'm Zepbound poor, that's going to be my new my new phrase. Because I'm Zepbound poor, any savings or free stuff that I can take advantage of, I'm certainly doing. So I started using that probably about 2 weeks ago. And then the other reason I think that there may have been some weight gain is that it's not probably true weight gain. So I had mentioned in like my earlier videos that I have an IUD for birth control, and with an IUD, I don't get a regular period. Like, I legit get my period like twice a year, if that. And when it comes, it's not like super flowy. Like, it's over, like I could just do a panty liner. Sorry if that's TMI. But like, I don't even need like a full tampon or a full pad whenever I do get my period. It's basically just some spotting. And so, of course, 3-4 days before, like right around Sunday, Monday, I guess that's a whole week before I started spotting. And I'm like, great. Aunt Flo decides to show up right before my race, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna feel awful, but I didn't. It was fine. I do get headaches during that time, and I had terrible headache like all weekend. And this is something I wanted to ask. So like I googled it and found that some people do have this issue, but I've noticed this month and last month about the same time that I've been getting like soreness in my mouth, and I can't really tell like on the same side every time, but and I don't really know what a canker sore is, but when I was googling like mouth pain and Zepbound to see if there was anybody that reported any side effects, there was some Reddit posts where people said that when they started taking Zepbound they had an issue, and they also too, it could be like too much zinc or not enough zinc. I don't really know the science on it. I don't remember. But I was just curious if maybe that had something to do with it. I'm like all over the place with y'all today. But long story short, I was having headaches, terrible headaches. And I know that it was around the same time last month because it was right when I first got back from Dallas, and that was like the beginning of my like the school semester, and I really struggled that first week because I only had one day to do homework because I had been traveling for work, and I had to do literally all my homework for all 6 classes, and I could not even concentrate because I had this excruciating headache and pain on the left side of my mouth for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. And I coincidentally had a dentist appointment on September 10th. So I knew the pain was before. By the time I went to the dentist, I wasn't experiencing any pain. But he checked everything out and said, there's no cracks in your tooth. There's no decay. There's nothing. There's no reason that you should be experiencing this pain. You probably just, bruised your gum and there was some pain and it went away. So that's what I chalked it up to until this month. And the pain this month wasn't as bad as it was last month, and it has gone away like in a couple of days. Like, I don't understand it. It's the weirdest thing. But if you get any pain in your mouth after having been on your medication, put it in the comments and let me know. Or is this some weird side effect that, that's maybe not even a side effect or related at all? I think of it as possibly being a side effect because I don't really have any other ones other than the whole constipation, which we've talked about, and I got that nipped in the bud when I was still on 2.5 in like my first week or two. So I don't really know, but that's my update for the week. I lost I gained 1.8 pounds, and I ran a 5K. So that's what happened this week. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Do not forget to like and subscribe this video if you like my crazy, random, all over the place chitter chatter. And I I will see you next time. May joy and peace be yours in abundance. And do not forget to heal thy spirit for a healthy spirit. Take care.